floor to your front door.
Taylor, what do you think about that intro?
It makes me have some memory flashbacks to some times that I don't really like to talk about.
Oh, really? Wow, damn. Oh, okay. The 1,000-mile stare coming at me, which we actually have. We actually have that as the Interwar logo. It's actually the 1,000 miles. It was the 1,000-mile stare, but then we had to change it to our own image because it's copyrighted. And but yeah, the original is
it's Vietnam era.
I think it's
right.
I think
it looks like it's Vietnam era.
It's a Pulitzer Prize winner. It was like or it was something like that, like one of the bigger prizes of the year, like photography.
Yeah.
Great picture. So if you want to go check out that's on the Interwar page. But yeah, so we got all of the Interwar crew here today.
Sick.
That's Alex, me, and Taylor. This is the three people who basically run and make all the decisions and do all the advancements for Interwar. So we're going to be talking about a lot of stuff today. Probably horror movies, if I had to guess at some point, like we do on every fucking episode of this podcast.
Yeah. I mean, it's basically just us hanging out and talking about the shit that we normally talk about. But
yeah,
it's
with the mics on.
With the mics on. So yeah, we just finished Sacrificer practice. Taylor is also the guitar player in Sacrificer.
I do that as well.
And he was also the guitar player in Those Who Lie Beneath, a popular death metal band from the late 2000s that was on Rise Records.
Yeah, that says it all right there. A band that was on Rise Records.
That's a weird thing to say. If you had no idea about Rise Records in 2008 or 9, and you're just like a younger kid, and I said a death metal band on Rise Records, you would just not. Yeah. You'd be like, what?
What? You mean like Attack?
Yeah. And you'd be like, no.
No.
It's fucking death metal band.
Yeah, Attack's not death metal. There are a few of them, though. You remember...
there's a couple. Yeah.
At the Throne of Judgment. At the Throne of Judgment was really sick. And then there was a different breed of killer. They were really sick, too.
They were all on Rise?
I love them.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. I didn't know that.
And the Red Shore.
The Red Shore. I remember
Red Shore's on Rise, yeah. Dude, there was some really good... And then it's funny because, like, after that, they started signing all... Like, they signed, like, Bleeding Through and, like...
Yeah, they did like a whole thing where they just started signing like
big bands' last albums,
like legit, yeah, legit bands and shit, like Bouncing Souls.
It's like where large independent bands go to die.
I remember people. I remember when I was
labels.
I remember when I was on Rise, and I remember they were signing all these bands. I was like, dude, like what the fuck? Like I listened to all these bands growing up, and now they're like, I can say they're label mates.
You're like, shut up, that band really?
Yeah, Bouncing Souls. What? Excuse me,
why?
Acacia Strain. What? Like. Kubla Khan? I remember when they were like signing all that shit. I was like, good God. Like,
what's Rise doing now? Is Rise still a label?
Rise is killing it, dude. They got they're more in like, they're like the EDM area too a little bit.
That's
like
how out of tune I am with music.
No, Rise is still crushing it, but they got bought out by
Sony, BMG.
Was it BMG? They got bought out by BMG. So I think Craig is still involved in some way, but he is basically, doing his thing, which is awesome. I think he had ideas about possibly starting his own label again, maybe, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Rise is cool though. I'm gonna hit this bong now.
Yeah. It was honestly like that was a really good time to be on Rise when Craig was running it, and Matt was the other guy, right? Sean. Dude, am I fucking this all up?
I can't remember.
That was Matt. Okay. Anyways,
there was
him and the other
at the beginning there was like a couple.
Alex is you, dude. Yeah, it was a really good time to be on Rise, man. It was like. Craig was really supportive of his bands, or at least most of them. And it was just nothing but
those were happy
good
times.
stuff from them. Yeah, and then like I said, it got really weird after that. It was like, oh, like now they're signing all these like bigger bands that you kind of thought were like had gone past their prime, right?
Yeah,
like. I'm not trying to talk shit about Bleeding Through. I love Bleeding Through, right? But by the time Bleeding Through had signed to Rise, they were no longer like a really big band, or is that just my perception of it?
That's how I felt. You know what it is, dude? This whole like I don't know anymore. Like this whole nostalgia trip. Like for certain bands, I think it works. Like Carnifex, it definitely has been working for. Yeah. Like that band was like they were pretty big when they were around.
Wait, Carnifex is on Rise?
No. I'm not talking about. Are you talking about bands in general or just bands on Rise?
No, I was talking about specifically Bleeding Through being signed to Rise past their... And what my question was what do you feel like that was... They got signed past their prime?
I mean, Yeah, of course they did. You know, but that means I mean
that's all I was asking.
I mean, yeah, but I mean, like in the sense, it's like what is? I think your prime is like basically like your early, maybe your late 20s into your like late 30s.
I'm not talking like their physical prime, dude. Like I'm talking about their musical prime.
I'm saying
they're
like,
fucking.
but that's like most bands, honestly.
They're the prime in their career.
That's like most bands though, is that age. Like mostly, you know. I'd say
Yeah.
90% of those
Probably right.
bands basically.
What
It's
about like
their
fucking
prime.
Bob Seger? Or like
Yeah, Bob Seger.
ZZ Top? Like
Bob Seger doesn't have blast beats, man. Last time I checked,
That's true.
it deserves.
They don't need
blast
a.
beats.
He doesn't need blast beats.
Yeah,
Neither does ZZ
we'll
Top.
save that for a different hour-long podcast.
ZZ Top can spin their guitars on their belt buckles. They're like, fuck your blast beats.
Dude, I love ZZ Top. Fuck everybody who
Do you know how
doesn't.
long it took me to grow this beard?
Those things
Fuck
are
your
fucking
blast beats.
hilarious, man. I love ZZ Top.
It's like they couldn't have primed in their 20s because their beards weren't long enough yet.
Mhm. Well, they're just primed forever, dude.
Yeah.
Same with Kiss.
You heard it here first.
Sick.
Duncan loves ZZ Top.
I do, bro.
Dude,
You know what it
something
is?
wrong
Is
with
working in the strip clubs for 10 years. I love all that bullshit.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I know, like, it helps me keep up to date with, like, you know, what's coming out and, like, what's new, you know?
That's true.
And
I
get
love
a-
old like classic rock. I have tons of my favorite bands are from like Pink Floyd, Led Zeppelin area.
I get a different perspective,
60s,
too,
70s.
about certain things, you know? Like, listening to different, newer stuff, you know?
Yeah.
It's, like, a really, you know, rewarding way to hear new music.
Oh, do you mean like radio stuff?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I spent like a year and a half in a job in a van listening to nothing but like radio, hip hop and pop, and it definitely like just changes the way you look at things and it
Grows
helps
on you,
with-
dude.
yeah.
It can, you know, there's some good shit out there.
I mean, the only reason people don't like it is because they fucking
They're
think it makes them
insecure.
cooler to like,
yeah.
oh, I don't listen to anything on the radio. It's like, okay.
Okay. You're cool.
There's nothing wrong with radio music.
Yeah. There's some bullshit on there though,
Yeah.
for sure.
For sure.
I think
but there
people-
always has been.
Yeah, that's
It's
true.
like people are like, the radio
Oh, yeah.
sucks now. It's like,
Well,
I understand there's not rock anymore.
I think
like,
people don't. I think people have prejudice against the radio because they play the same songs so many times in a row. And like, you would hate anything that much if you had to listen to it all fucking day long and you heard the same song 6 times.
But you know what? That
Dude, go
appeals
listen to your favorite album 6 times in a row. You'd be like, I'm good on that for a while.
Yeah.
That's
I
true.
do that with movies. Like, Hereditary is a great film, but I've only watched it, I think, 3 times.
You ever watched it 6 times in a row?
No, that's what I'm saying.
Guarantee
And
you never
that's my
fucking wanna
point.
watch
That's my
Hereditary.
point. Is that I've only watched it. I have forced myself to only watch it 4 times, so I can
Mhm.
like I wanted to keep its freshness.
Fresh.
You
Yeah,
know?
totally. No, I
'Cause-
get that for sure.
Yeah, and that's kind of how I feel
Yeah.
about albums.
You don't want to burn out.
Yeah, so no, fuck no. I would never watch.
So
that
that's my
6
point
times.
with radio, right? Is it burns things out.
Oh, dude, yeah, for sure.
It's like,
Dude, you want to hear some? You want to hear the most embarrassing thing ever, dude? I think about this sometimes by myself, dude, and I'll just be like, like that. Literally make
like
that
cringe.
noise. Not cringe, cringe, and say that. Remember when Bill Burr's talking about? Have you ever been in the shower just thinking about a bad memory? You're just like, you gotta like
Yeah.
make a noise to get it out,
Yeah.
dude. This is one of those memories I'll never forget. I had all these like radio stations numbers because my dad was some like telemarketer, not telemarketer, but like a business salesman for radio antennas. So I could call these radio stations and like request songs, and I get the direct line to like their fucking person, like G105. Hold on, and then like 30 seconds, I'd be like, "Hey, what's up? You're on the air," and I could like I would like just request songs constantly. And this one chick answered one time, and it was the Offspring's "Self-Esteem" I wanted to hear. And I was a really awkward kid, you know. I didn't really pick up on jokes. Or,
oh, like when that song was relevant.
yes.
Gotcha. Okay.
And like
yes.
I didn't just pick. I didn't
That
like,
really changes the context of
yes.
the story.
Yeah. Okay. So this was like 1994. Whatever. So I called her and she's like, "Hey, what's up? What do you want to hear?" And then I was like, "Let me hear No Offspring or Offspring, No Self-Esteem." And she's like, "All right, you got some self-esteem?" And I was like, I just was like, "No." And I just like stopped because I didn't know what I was just honest. I was like, and then she's like, "Dude, I heard her pull the mic away, come back, be like, oh, okay, here's your song," and then just like,
She's like, fuck, what do I say to this kid?
dude, and I fucking threw the phone on the ground. I was like, fuck. And I realized, like, you're a fucking awkward piece of shit. Like, it was so fucking bad.
Dude, that's funny, man. That makes you cringe still? That's hilarious.
Oh my God, dude. I think about that. Like
Okay.
at least once a week. Like, at
Are you
least.
serious? Wow, man.
Dude, there's like a couple things, like, I can easily pull
well-
out like a couple fucking.
Thank you for putting up with that cringe for your whole life to tell me a story that made me laugh
rough
because I enjoyed
sometimes.
that shit.
Dude, I can tell you like 3 or 4 that are like that are just like embarrassing as fuck that just like I think about on a regular basis. It just pops up randomly and I'll just be like,
Everyone does that, dude.
Everybody.
Like everyone for sure, dude. This one time I was a waiter. I was like 19 and I was a waiter and it was at a really nice restaurant and I dropped this guy's food all over him. I was like trying to,
oh, I remember this. You've told me that.
Yeah.
This is how
I kicked that-
traumatizing it is. You've told me this before.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying. That's my thing.
I remember you were like
At least
fucking-
once every 6 months, I'm like, ah.
Yeah,
It's like, God, why did I do that?
it creates this fucking thing, dude, where it's like,
But you know what? I bet that guy doesn't even remember. Or maybe does. He's like that kid that fucking spilled
he's
my
like
fish
Steve
and chips.
Buscemi and Billy Madison, like writing names on a list and shit, like
I just
putting
call-
lipstick on.
I just call him and be like, I'm really sorry about that time I did
really
that. It
sorry.
crosses me.
You know what's funny though is I do that shit. I will call people after like years of shit happening, and I'll be like, dude, I am really sorry for the way I acted. Like blah blah blah. Like that has happened a couple times, dude. One time I went to this fucking Tico's off of 39th at Powell, and I went there and got tacos one time, and the lady fucked my tacos up, and I went back through the drive-through or some shit, and like I was having like a really shitty day, and like I fucking brought the tacos back, and I was like, you gave me the wrong taco. She's like, no, these are like how these come. And I was like, I was just like so miserable. I can't remember. I don't even remember what I said. I think I just like was really aggravated, and she gave me the right ones. And like I didn't go to that place because I was so embarrassed about how I acted for like 6 months. And I went back just to apologize to this chick, and she was there and shit. And I was like, hey, I don't know if you remember me, but I came through and I acted before I could say anything, she's like, I remember you. Like just like that. And I was like, oh fuck. And she's like, it's okay. I was like, I'm really sorry. Like I was not in a good place that day. And I think you're a really nice person. Like you didn't deserve to have that happen to you at all. She's like, thank you. Thank you very much. It means a lot. And I was like, okay. Bye, and I like, drove away and shit, and I went back there, and like ever since, like she's always been sweet. But yeah, I've definitely done that shit.
You. That's good.
Yeah, I've done that a lot actually. I'll probably do it here soon. The next couple of years with a few people, we'll see. But I'm not, I don't know. But let's dive in to the superficial stuff, Taylor, about you playing music. What's up? What do you do? Like you got like a YouTube channel. You got like some shit going on, but let's talk about that. Let's promote Taylor Danley right now.
So let me be honest with everyone about this. I fucking did not like social media like 2 years ago. I fucking loathed it, and I like avoided it as much as I possibly could. I didn't like posting on my Facebook. I didn't like trying to make friends. Like I just fucking hated the internet, and not the internet, just social media in general. And so I would like the only way I would use it is like I'd use Facebook to talk to my family and like distant friends that I just kept in touch with that I never saw in person,
Mm-hmm.
And then about 18 months ago, I just started, maybe a little bit longer than that, I just started posting videos to a YouTube channel, and I had no idea I just know that I've always enjoyed making videos, like ever since I was a little kid. Like one of the first toys that I distinctly remember having, besides like my He-Man castle with like fucking He-Man and Skeletor and all that shit, was the family video camera, Like we had this it was like the cassette kind where you popped a full VHS in the side.
That's the same shit
sat
I
on your
did.
shoulder. Dude, those are so dope. Like you put them on your
and
shoulder,
you put it on the fucking thing, and
you felt all
the
professional
viewfinder
and shit. Yeah,
I had the same thing. That's
Dude,
you and
dope.
me had the same life, dude.
Yeah,
because I did the same shit. I would do the same shit. I would like my once it was like done with, and my dad just didn't give a fuck about the thing. He's like, yeah, go ahead. So I like literally would like do that. I would like go and like make movies and shit. Yeah, same shit, dude.
I mean, yeah, it makes sense. We're both like
Same
infatuated
age.
with horror movies and shit.
Mhm.
But so I've just always enjoyed it. Like even when I was in elementary school and stuff, I used to use that camera to make like short skits, like SNL type skits with my friends. But we couldn't write, so the skits were just like fucking
Just
stupid,
complete garbage.
And but it's always been fun to me. Like it's always been a fun pastime. So I just started making videos, and then randomly, like my first idea was like, oh, I'm gonna make a band and I'm gonna make music videos for the band, right? And I realized like really quickly that was not sustainable at all because a lot of work goes into making a music video and all that shit.
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, this isn't sustainable. So I was like, oh, I'll just try to do like a gear review. Just why not? I bought this new pedal. I like it. It's cool. Maybe some other people will like it. And I did that. And I had, for me, like at that time, I had a lot of people respond to it, and it got like a lot of attention. Like again, for me at the time, like when I just started my YouTube channel, and I was like, whoa, this is weird. Like I've never had people like my shit like that on the internet and like comment on it and talk to me. So I just kept doing it, man. I don't know. And now, like 18 months later, it's like, it's become a habit. Like I do it every week. Every Monday I release a video. And it's like, it's really fucking cathartic. But the coolest thing about it is just talking to people like all over the world that I would have no other connection with. any other way, you know?
That does seem really cool.
And dude, they give me fucking good pointers on like gear and shit, or they'll tell me like, hey, like that's cool, like your video is cool, but try this thing, you know what I mean? Like that problem you're having, try this, and it's like, oh shit, okay, you know?
It is cool. Like
Dude, you met some fucking prodigy kid.
I was gonna
like,
say
from Thailand or whatever.
Literally,
right?
right before you said that, I was gonna say like I despise social media, like with probably God every fiber of my being, dude. Honestly, except the fact that you can meet motherfuckers like crazy across the country, places you've never been, might never go to, and
they're just in the same things as you, and you know, similar,
same shit. Like,
yeah, it's just I don't know. It's been really eye opening for me because I feel like a lot of people already knew this, you know, but I was just like curmudgeon and like didn't want to open myself up to that or whatever. So that's why I just like didn't do the internet. Like, no, I have friends. I have 105 of them. Those are my friends. Those are the people I know.
Yeah. And it's just funny. It's like, it's beautiful. It's like, I love social media for that. But I mean, everything else can like, you know, can fucking burn.
I just think, you know, it's like, it's like amplified life, you know, in life, you know, the angriest, meanest people are going to be the loudest, you know?
True.
And like, you're just being exposed to so many more of those per capita all at once, you know?
Yeah.
And like, once you understand that and you get past it, it's like, you know, there's a lot of cool potential there.
Yeah.
That's what I feel about it.
Alex, what are you doing over there,
What are
buddy?
you looking up, dude?
Alex is on Facebook. He's on like, he's looking up large diaphragm microphones. He's got Chrome open and shit. He's like running the system memory down. You don't even have, wait, why are you logged into Facebook? I thought you don't have a Facebook. Alex deleted his Facebook and he's logged in. Wait, Alex, what is this fake ass name you got up there? I'm not even going to read it. What's going
Don't tell
on?
anyone.
That's
Don't fuck it
actually
up
my
for him.
mom's last name and my mom's maiden last name.
Oh, now
What?
everyone knows.
Not
No, I
mine.
didn't say it.
Not
I did
mine.
not say the name. Did
No,
you?
but people are going to be like, oh, I got to look up his mom's last name now.
Oh shit! Does your mom have her name up there?
Hart, H-A-R-T.
Oh goddamn! He just said it. Fake ass profile. Look out! Here we go.
Well, I was curious of the spread of the mic I'm using. I don't know.
Oh,
Fucking around.
C214 spread. You know. Either way, we're just talking about a bunch of bullshit right now. We're talking about the condenser mic.
Talking
he's
about
using.
the internet, and we're talking about social media and how like fucking assholes are just
Everybody's
assholes.
cucks are all over the place. And
Wherever it's not the internet that's an asshole, it's just people.
humans, human beings.
Yeah.
But, you know, I mean, I think we should talk about horror movies because it's inevitable.
Dude, we should definitely
It's
talk about
inevitable.
horror
We
movies.
already talked about it last podcast, but you know, I mean,
You know how I feel about it.
it's like Alex's
Love it.
favorite thing. We were like, get this, Taylor. I was like, last night I was like, hey, you wanna? He's never seen like a 4K film, like on a 4K player with a 4K TV, Dolby Vision, like all you like. I don't think you've ever seen a movie like in your home until you've seen it like through that. You know, everybody prefers like a chain for their amps
Well, yeah,
and shit.
dude, every time, look, every time that the technology upgrades and the resolution gets better, that's always going to be the best way to view it.
Yeah, but there's also these like other like okay, like Dolby Vision and Dolby Sound. It's like was at first only for like movie theaters, but now they've been installing it in like TVs and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's crazy. It's really good for LEDs like LCDs if you don't want to get an OQLED or whatever. But my TV has it, dude, and it's like looks fucking insane. Like I can't describe it. It like makes the blacks, so there's like actually like, you know, reflection coming on from your TV as opposed to like pixels.
It's like HDR.
Yeah, and HDR as well. And but it's nuts. And it's funny. I asked him. I was like, "Yo, so you want to watch a 4K movie?" He's like, "Yeah, a horror movie." And
Which
it's funny.
one?
I'm in my head. I'm like, "What fucking horror movies do I have on 4K?" I'm like, "The Witch," but he's already seen that.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think I really have anything else as far as horror goes. The Shining,
Right.
that fucking looks amazing. That restoration is insane, dude. Like Stone, like thought all the people were real. There's actually a video I have of him barking at the screen when that chick comes out of the tub. He's like freaked the fuck out, dude.
It's a great
He'll actively watch movies.
Did you ever see the made-for-TV version of that movie?
You know, everybody
With,
says
what's that guy's
that,
name?
like,
The guy from Wings?
It's more accurate to the book I've heard.
Yeah, but it was made for TV.
But I heard it's garbage.
It's like, don't tell me the fucking first It was better than the new It. It's just not.
Kill yourself.
It's different. Yeah, kill
No, anybody that fucking says that, anybody who says like Tim Curry's better and the old It is
You're like,
better.
I
it's
know
like,
you.
It's like, I know who you are. I know what you like, and you're dumb. Like
This
you're
is-
fucking stupid.
This is not even a conversation right now.
That's the same person that posts like anti-Thanksgiving shit on Thanksgiving. It's like, shut the fuck up, dude. Like trying to eat some turkey over here, you fucking
I
asshole.
don't know. I'm just gonna think of some random like trivia for
For Taylor?
horror movies. Yeah. Like, what's your favorite? Are you a zombie movie fan?
No, not really.
Fuck, Jason wasn't either, man. What the hell?
Well, the thing is about zombie movies is,
Dude, it's
Just
just,
rinse
it's
and
such
repeat.
a. It's
you're
such-
like 20. You were 26, right?
Yeah.
So you remember when 28 Days Later came out, right?
Yeah.
How old were you when that came out?
I don't remember.
So
What year
I don't
was
know.
that? Hold
I don't
on.
know how he was.
Google.
Yeah. So for me, at that point, the zombie thing was like starting to almost get played out already.
Yeah.
28 Days Later.
and 28 Days Later was like,
The-
oh, that's a good zombie
That
movie.
rejuvenated my,
Yep.
I was like, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
I
and then they
actually, like,
remade the Dawn of the Dead.
Dawn of the Dead was so good.
2002.
The remakes were good. The remakes were good too. I like the
But then,
remakes
but
too.
then it was like, what's
the reason
going on now,
the
guys?
reason I hesitate and I say no with zombie movies is just because there's so many fucking zombie movies.
I was
and they're
9.
just
See, that's what I mean. So for you, you were like
That was new shit.
peaking teenage kid zombies. So for you, that was like your childhood was like zombies because that was like a huge explosion of zombie movies,
Oh,
dude. That was
oh.
insane.
I need to confirm that for you. Honestly, that's exactly what it was. My first horror movie was Night of the Living Dead, the 90s remake of it.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
And it was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh.
Like, I
Wait, the
didn't sleep
'90s
at all.
remake was that with? Was it the
Um,
cheesy
yeah,
one,
the
right?
remake, dude.
The cheesy one,
I think
right?
it was all B actors.
I thought it was good.
I don't
I
think
don't-
there was
but it's
anyone-
all like it's like oh no, that's Return of the Living Dead. I'm thinking of
that one's
cheesy,
That's a
campy.
campy one. That's a
They
brains
did the
one.
remake
Brains.
in Night of the Living Dead in the '90s.
They did it in 1990. There's one.
Okay, I'm gonna
Got
look
it
that
at
shit up.
Walmart.
Guys, keep talking.
And I
Mm.
watched it at a friend's house, and I stayed up all night thinking they were gonna come and get me. Like, I don't know, but that's exactly, you're right. Is just because that was around that age.
Yeah,
I guess that's the
for
first
sure.
zombie movie that got me in the sense that it scared me. But
Oh wait,
I-
so it's like a remake of the first
of
one,
the
but it's
original, and they did a
Oh,
pretty good
what?
job of just completely rinse and repeating the whole thing.
Oh,
They
okay,
just
so
did-
it's just the same goddamn
Yeah,
thing.
it's the
Oh,
same
Tom
movie.
Savini directed it?
Yeah.
The makeup
Yeah.
artist of the first one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So it's completely unnecessary but not terrible remake. Tells the exact same story.
Mhm.
And that's exactly.
You know
it.
what? I'm not gonna
does.
lie
But
though.
the
like-
pacing's better. The pacing of
Yes.
it's better, and it's more like it's got a sheen to it, like an action movie. You know.
it's violent
Yeah,
too.
it's
And
violent,
the thing
yeah,
is, like,
it is.
honestly, like I don't like the original.
But we
like,
grew
Night
up
of
with
the Living
we
Dead.
grew up with the '80s movie, and it's just like, dude, that was the
That's weird. I never knew
the
that.
'80s was like that was the golden era of prosthetic effects, and like, you know, the '90s when CG was introduced was when shit started getting weird, and then the late
Yeah.
'90s when they started figuring it out.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the early dude, you remember some of the early CG, like how bad that shit
My
was?
God.
See, and
yes.
I grew up on that more so. Like, not
Mm.
on my choice. I didn't like horror movies for a long time growing up. I was just like, this shit's all like either not scary or just like, I don't know. I wouldn't watch this. Fuck this. I'd rather watch like Lord of the Rings and shit.
Like the movie that scared the shit out of me the most when I was a kid was probably like Terminator, the
Yeah.
first one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like,
It's a scary movie.
dude, like a fucking cyborg that looks like a person. He just shows up and destroys everything.
Yeah.
Dude, that shit was so scary.
That's an interesting conversation. Movies that were not marketed as horror movies, but they were scary. That's definitely like high on the list. That movies
Yeah, movies. Wait, repeat what was it? Movies that were what?
that were not released as horror movies, but were
Mm.
scary in their own way. Like, they just kind of like, maybe for a younger crowd or for just
Yeah.
anyone who.
There was a movie, no one ever remembers this, but there was a movie called Judgment Day with like Emilio Estevez and what's that guy's name? Dennis Leary. Like Dennis Leary was the bad guy and Emilio Estevez and some other guys you probably know, but
Fucking,
yeah, dude, it's
never even heard of that.
Judgment Night. It's called
That,
Judgment Night.
I think I've heard of that.
So
yeah.
what happens is they witness a murder. Like Dennis Leary is the leader of this gang. Hold on. Let me finish.
He always is, dude. He's always a kingpin or leader. Like, you know,
Yeah.
Suicide Kings, he was a leader, and then he was the leader in that
Oh yeah, that's
Demolition
right.
Man.
Suicide
Demolition
Kings
Man?
was really underrated.
Dude,
Yeah.
do you remember the part? Oh, wait, I'm not trying to get detached from your story,
No, that's okay.
but do you remember when he
I'm
like?
not attached to
Do
it.
you remember when the guy's like wiping his window and he gets out and he's like, pick up your fucking basket. He's like, grab your basket. He's like, grab the fucking rag. And then he's like, he gives him $500. He's like, if you ever fucking come at me with this basket again, if I ever see you fucking wiping people's like windows down, I'm gonna fucking kill you. And the guy's like, okay, man. And it's like, dude, it was so. He's like, all right. All right, now get the fuck out of here. Like, dude, it's like the funniest scene. If he gives him $500, he threatens to murder him if he ever sees him doing this shit again. Dude, Suicide Kings is a great movie. If you've never seen
it,
that,
really is. Oh, dude, it's so good.
It's really.
Give me a summary of the plot.
They kidnap a kingpin, right? Christopher Walken, and they like it's
Shit
some young kids.
apart.
It's the kid from Roseanne that was like the shy boyfriend. Anyways,
it's a bunch of yuppie kids and no plan.
They kidnap this kingpin to try and like
get this dude. One of the dude's
they're
wives,
bribing him.
Well, one of the dude's wives is like kidnapped, but really the dude set it up to get money.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
He's lying the whole time.
And
spoiler alert.
Yeah,
it's a big.
What, dude? If you haven't seen that movie, you're an asshole.
Hey, except Alex.
I know. I'm just making.
I feel the
jokes.
same way.
No, I'm just saying. Like,
go back to what you're saying. Sorry.
Yeah. So
sorry.
Yeah, it's a good movie. It's Christopher Walken, killer. I mean,
he's great,
dude.
In that movie.
He's good in everything.
Christopher Walken is a killer?
No, he's the suicide. He's the king.
Yeah,
he's like the mob king.
Yeah.
They capture him. He's like, guys, tonight we're gonna paint the town red.
You guys cutting a boss's finger off. It's not a good idea.
It's not a good idea. You guys didn't really think this through, did you? Like one of my favorite fucking movies.
I have to see that. I love
so what's
him.
next?
Oh, dude, it has
my
like
horrible.
There's hella the kid from E.T. Elliot.
Oh, that's right, yeah. Elliot.
And Jay Moore.
Jay Moore, right?
Dude, no, there's
Jay Moore's the guy, right? Jay Moore's the guy who
he's like one of the kids, one of the dudes.
Isn't he the one though that like his wife got kidnapped?
No, the Elliot kid is. Elliot,
okay.
And then also the dude from Big Bang Theory, Linus or whatever. He's like, guys, he's like the nerdy dude who like owns the house.
Yeah, Suicide Kings is good. Watch it.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on. What I want to go back to this horror movie thing. You know, one of the things I've like always wanted to see personally is a werewolf movie that's done well. Because I think werewolf movies always get fucked up.
Yeah, 100%, dude. Are you kidding me? Like, there's only a couple I can really think of that are like really good. You know
what I think it is too? I think it's because it's such a big, like, to make a good werewolf movie, it's going to be such a big budget thing because, dude, you have to top American Werewolf in London. You know what I mean?
Like that's like the benchmark for like, you have to at least do this.
Exactly. And so when that much money gets involved, more people get involved. More people get involved in the creative. Did you ever hear that Rick Baker podcast when he was on Joe Rogan's podcast?
No, I didn't.
Oh, dude, you should check that out. It's great. But he told a lot of the stories that he told when we saw American Werewolf at the Hollywood Theater.
We went and saw the makeup artist who did all the werewolf shit.
It was dope.
It
was dope. Yeah, he had a lot of good stories. But he was saying on there that that's the reason he actually stopped doing movies is because too many executives would get involved. And he's like, dude, just let me do my fucking thing. Like, that's why you hired me. Why are you trying to mess up my art, you know? And it's like, and I think after hearing that, I feel like that's why we haven't seen a great werewolf movie.
Yeah, dude.
Since then.
So the clash of the costume department and the executives not getting along. And
exactly. Yeah. Just too many people getting involved in like fucking up the effects.
He's cool too. Like, I remember while we were doing that, like I almost had a heart attack.
Werewolves. Huh? Just no CG werewolves.
I almost had a heart attack asking that dude a question.
I know, dude. You did it. I was like, wow, you're brave.
I was shaking, dude. I was literally like this. I was like, I think you're all right. And I was like, and I like raised my hand and shit. And he was just like, he's like, yeah, you. And I was like, fuck. And I was like, okay, I have to ask now. Those are some good. I asked two really good questions.
No, you did. And you were like super professional about it. Like, I didn't even know you're nervous. And I was like, damn.
Dude, he asked security to come and take me and escort me out because I asked a question and it was like a really, what was it? He's like, security? Like, I said, well, wow, what was it? God damn it, I can't remember. It was a question he thought was funny, but he like asked security to like come and escort me out because it was like not putting him on the spot, but it was something. Everybody started laughing. I can't remember what it was though.
Did he actually kick you out?
No. It was like a question that I asked that I think it was kind of didn't put him on the spot, but it was like, what the fuck was it, man? I can't remember. Maybe it was like I said I didn't see. I said I never saw Harry and the Hendersons. I was like, I was like, what is the movie that you're most known for your special effects? And he's like, Harry and the Hendersons. And I was like, I'm sorry, I've never seen that. And he's like, security, please have him remove. Everybody just started,
he was making a joke. Right.
I was like, no.
I do remember that now. I was like, I don't remember security kicking you out. I was like, I'm going to see where you go with this.
And then I
do remember that.
And then I said something. The reason I ask is I don't know.
You're asking him, yeah,
connected
you were
it.
asking him something, and there was like Harry and the Hendersons, and you were like, "What?" And
Yeah,
he's
I said I
"Get
have
this
to.
guy the fuck out
I
of
said
here.
I have to admit I didn't know that or I'd never seen it or some shit. He started laughing.
Yeah, but that's why I think that's why we haven't seen a really good werewolf movie. And dude, there's been good werewolf movies, just not a great one. You know,
No. And the Wolfman could have been great.
could have been.
But honestly,
It was close.
dude, if you chop that shit down 20 or 30 minutes, you got a great hour movie. Like
Yeah, no, for sure.
elements of it are good. The unrated version is
Just
where it's
the
at.
Wolfman. The Wolfman is the part that it's like, dude, what? Like it's not compelling, and it's like, and there's CG in there, and I just don't think it's like, okay.
And they tried to
Lion King
mix-
and shit
yeah.
looks good, right? But it's still like you can still look at it and you're like, those aren't real animals, you know?
Yeah.
And that's what it is. It's like you look at it and it's like not scary because it doesn't look like a real thing.
No, it doesn't.
I want to watch a werewolf movie and be like, that's a fucking thing that could like rip me apart and
I want
eat
to.
my intestines while I'm living.
I want to see like what they did with vampires with 30 Days of Night. They do with werewolves, like just a savage fucking like
Yeah.
a
Like a
pack
scary
of wolves.
werewolf. Yeah, just
Dude,
ripping people
be
up,
dope.
running through a town, or
I feel
any
like
plot. Even like Victorian would be cool. Like if
I
it
feel
was
like
an older plot.
the 30 Days of Night doesn't get mentioned enough.
I agree.
Did you guys ever read? This is kind of random, but did you guys ever read Marvel comics in like the 90s?
No.
Yeah, dude, like some of them for sure.
Do you remember the Marvel Comics Presents that it was like 2 comics? You flipped it over and
And
a
it was
comic
like
on the other side.
they were like dead or zombies or some shit. Or
Well, it was like a comic this way, and you read to the halfway point, and that's where it ended.
yeah, you
and then
it.
you flip the comic, and it was another comic the other way.
Okay, yeah, I remember.
Do you remember those?
Yeah, yeah.
So there was a plot, and it was Ghost Rider. It was like it was Marvel
Maybe I'm
Comic
wrong.
Presents Ghost Rider, and Ghost Rider was like the story plot involved this biker group of werewolves, and like Ghost Rider and this biker werewolf had to team up and like stop this rogue biker group of werewolves that were like killing all these people. And dude, and it was a pretty epic plot. And I always thought that like you could probably do that with a werewolf movie. You know what I mean? I would buy that, and I'd be scared of that because like if you think about it, like if you can compellingly sell bikers, right? Because bikers are a real thing. They're like, dude,
That would take it out of the element for me though. I'd
is there
be
a movie? Wait a second.
it'd be
I
like
don't
kind
think
of like a
about that.
comedy. I'd be not comedy, but I just wouldn't be able to be scared by it. You know, I'd be like, biker werewolves, like it's
Yeah.
werewolves, not werewolves. Like
Well, I mean, like, what about Mandy? Right? It's kind of similar. It's like a rogue pack of gang of people.
yeah, but that doesn't really. That movie's more artistic for me.
Okay.
But what if they were werewolves?
I'd just be like, this is artistic. So I'd be like, there's werewolves. That's tight, and it's artistic. This is
Maybe
sick.
a broad statement here, but I feel like if they
It would still be good. I'm not saying it wouldn't be bad.
I feel like if they had a good enough werewolf, they could pretty much do anything and I think people would watch it and like it as long as the werewolf was scary. Like
Yeah. Convincing.
convincing. Have a
Yeah.
convincing, like actually terrifying werewolf. And I feel like you could do a found footage fucking movie in the woods where it doesn't show up till the end or some dumb shit. You could do whatever, and I feel like
That'd be kind of
We can't- it's like making a pizza. It's like, how do you really fuck this up? Like, or like making, I don't know.
I really wish they would have made American Werewolf in Paris like good, because that movie had potential. Like, you know, updated. They could have like done it, and then it was just like a fucking garbage ass piece. It was basically made just so they could have a soundtrack for it and put some. Remember like the soundtrack for that album? It had like Bush on it and shit. Like,
Oh yeah.
I'm your
And
master.
it was like the worst CG werewolves.
The worst. That
The
movie
worst.
sucks
They're like it
balls,
was like
dude.
early CG werewolves, and you're like, you're fucking
Kill yourselves.
You're piggybacking off American Werewolf in London, and this is the bullshit you put out? Are you fucking joking me?
Yeah, I couldn't believe it. I was like, man, even as a kid, I was like, this shit sucks.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I was
Yeah.
like, you know, even as a child, I knew like this is bullshit.
Did you see
Like,
American Werewolf in London before that?
Yeah.
Okay.
My dad was like, fucking, he knew what was up. My parents, like, that's the one thing.
Mine
During
too.
my parents, the only time my parents would let me watch like R-rated shit or like certain things like that was like during Halloween. So my mom was tight as fuck, dude. She would like let me watch like not everything, but she would basically like let me go ham. Like she'd be like, whatever you want, like we can, you know. And like I'll never forget the first Halloween where I was like kind of like a grown up kid or getting there. She was like, we're gonna watch Halloween on Halloween, like Michael Myers Halloween. I was like, I'd never seen it, dude. Had no idea what the plot was or anything, and she fucking popped that shit on, and I was just like, dude, like so fucking terrified. Like as a child, that movie is really jarring to see, dude.
He
Like,
fucking
with no, and you got to remember, there's like no music. Remember how he's just stalking the kids? There's no music. So as a kid, it's just like off-putting. You've never seen anything like that. And then like Mr. Sandman, you know, it's like all
Yeah,
that shit
yeah.
was like really weird. So it like caused triggers for me, dude, as a kid. I would hear like Mr. Sandman and like freak the fuck out.
dude,
like, but it was great. I remember I was terrified on Halloween. I was like, this is it. Like, this is what that feeling is. And this is sick. Like, I like it. Like, you know, that movie was great, dude.
Me and my
First time seeing
roommate,
that.
I don't know how this happened, but we ended up watching like a kill count for Friday the 13th.
Oh my God.
And like, it was pretty brutal. He has a good amount of kills. It goes through all of his movies. All the Friday the 13th for Jason Voorhees.
Oh,
you
are like on YouTube.
yeah.
Shit? Oh my God.
Watching them all, like, kind of like judging how they were shot and
There's
like how
some
brutal
good
they were.
ones, dude.
And then we watched the Halloween one, and it was twice as brutal, twice as like scary.
Oh, yeah.
Like
Michael Myers goes so hard.
in those first 2 movies, he kills as many people as Jason kills in like the first 4.
Oh yeah,
14's dude. It's wild. He like goes hard. So
You know what? Halloween 2 is really underrated too. Actually,
yeah,
a lot of people don't talk about that a lot.
Is that the
It's
hospital
fucking
one?
Unfortunate, huh?
That the hospital one, the one where they're in the hospital. The whole
Yes. Did the new Halloween movie ignore that movie, or I think they did, right?
Dude,
Or no, did
I
they?
think the Halloween canon is so like fucked up at this point that it's like,
Yeah.
good luck stringing that pile
Well,
of
here's
shit
the thing.
together.
Did they?
It's like, wait,
Yeah.
are Rob Zombie's movies in the canon? Like, because
No, not at all.
completely different. So
here's the thing.
so that's
Rob
what-
Zombie is like an
what about
alternate
H2O?
thing.
H2O's in
Did
the
he
canon.
make H2O?
Yeah.
Okay,
Did he make H2O?
no,
No.
H2O was the one in the
which one
90s.
did
Yeah,
Rob
H2O is
Zombie?
definitely in the canon.
Rob
for
Zombie-
sure.
Rob Zombie made the
Rob Zombie did a remake of
Yeah, he-
Halloween. You ever
I
seen
don't
that?
think I've seen that one. Dude,
Really?
Honestly,
those are the more
What?
recent ones. And then there was like a more
There
recent
was a more
one,
recent one that
that
came
was-
out
I've seen the most recent one.
with that
and that one's like, is that a sequel or is that a
one
that's-
is all right. That's what I'm asking. That one
it's
is
an alternate
technically
universe.
supposed. I think that one's technically supposed to take place after the second Halloween. I think they disregarded everything past that after Season of the Witch.
right? That's what
So-
I mean. Yeah, it's like season. It's like in order for
Season
that
of the
one
Witch
to fit in
kind of
the canon-
derailed that shit for a
Yeah.
minute. Season of the Witch is sick though. The premise of that, killer children's masks, like lots of dead kids in that movie. I don't know
It's
if you
just like,
remember
why is that a Halloween movie?
Because I
I get it. It's masks, Halloween.
They were coked out of their minds, and some studio exec was like, "All right, here we go. We're gonna fucking change the story. It's not even gonna be Michael Myers. We're gonna fucking flip it on them, kids."
They
And
probably
then-
they probably got the script and they were just like, we're looking for a new Halloween movie. We'll just put this in there.
that too.
Like, but what Halloween's about Michael Myers? They're like, yeah, no one will know. It's
Yeah, but
It's
let's
a movie
take a
about
chance.
Halloween.
Let's take a chance, and then it just fucking bombed.
that movie. If
That
it was
movie
just
isn't
its
shi-
own
yeah,
movie, it'd be
it's
fine.
not shitty, dude. If it was just called Season of the Witch,
Yeah.
that would be a dope movie.
Yeah, that's why everyone hates it.
Yes.
It's because they're like, dude, you made a fucking Halloween without Michael Myers. Like, why would you do that? Why would you call it Halloween
I
3?
don't want to watch that piece of shit. My buddy made me stay up one night and watch every single one until H2O. It was torture. It was not. It was fun for like a minute, but man, like he wouldn't let me sleep and shit. He was a cool friend, but he was like one of those guys, like kind of a little bit of annoying sometimes.
You know what my
But it
favorite?
was totally fine. Like I was like, whatever. I'm on this journey with you. This shit sucks, but I'll keep doing it. I was so burnt out, dude, by the Paul Rudd one. What is that? Halloween 4? Paul Rudd.
Oh,
He's
I
like
don't
the
know.
main character in it. Gets
Really?
murdered like 3/4 way through. Yep.
Uh,
Return to Michael Myers. That's the one.
Yeah, I mean, like
That's
you said,
4.
you just disregarded after Season of the Witch.
Disregard.
Dude, you know what one of my favorite eras in horror movies was?
Right now?
Was
Yes, I agree.
Right now,
Yeah,
yeah,
because I'm
for
just-
sure.
yes,
right
I'm
now is
dead
very
serious.
good, very
But
good.
go ahead.
But one of my favorite growing up was the you remember like the early 90s like demon sort of possession, like there were a lot of demon and possession movies.
yes.
Yeah. Wait, you mean late 90s? Like the
mid. Let's call it mid 90s.
name some movies that you're talking about.
Okay, my favorite one from that era is a Stephen King movie. It's called Sometimes They Come Back Again.
I've never seen
And
that.
Me neither.
dude, I love that.
Is that
I've seen it so many
good?
times. No, but
Isn't it a sequel or no?
it is a sequel.
So
but it's way better
Sometimes
than
They
the
Come
first
Back,
one.
right?
Sometimes They Come Back Again.
Yeah.
Specifically that one. It has okay, so here's the things that I like about it. It has a who's the Arquette that's like a transgender? David?
I don't know.
David Arquette? I don't know.
Maybe.
The transgender Arquette is in that movie, but when he was a man, so it's interesting. Like, it's like a piece of like time captured before
Yeah.
whatever. So and then Hilary Swank is in it, I think.
Oh.
And they're all who's the dad? The dad is the guy from Growing Pains. Are you looking this up right now?
I am.
Anyways,
I
there
already
was that.
got it.
And
I
then
already
you
got it.
remember
I'm not seeing Hilary Swank though.
Night of the Demons. Who's the main?
Night of the Demons? Okay. Oh, sorry.
Oh, here.
No, what am I looking up here? Say it one more
Go
time.
back to Sometimes They Come Back.
Cool. The main guy. Oh, Alexis Arquette. Okay, wait. So wait, what about this Arquette? Excuse me, I don't know about this transgender. What happened?
You don't?
No, who is?
This is the first time you've heard about this?
Wait,
Dude,
what?
this is like old news.
Who? Wait, who, so which Arquette was this?
The Arquette that was in that movie.
What? I don't remember a male Arquette. Or wait, was this person a male first? I see Alexis Arquette. Where's her as a male?
Just
This is
watch.
so weird.
Just watch the movie. You'll
Okay.
be like, oh, it's that chick, but a dude.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Anyways, but I really like that movie because practical effects, right? Like, not really. I don't think there was any CG, and it was a demon possession movie that was kind of scary to me at the time. And like, you remember Night of the Demons or like 976 Evil? Like, any
I
of
don't
those?
remember that.
976 Evil sounds familiar.
Yeah, it's
Oh, that's a Deftones song.
that's funny. It's probably named after that movie.
Dude, Alexis Arquette was in fucking Wedding Singer
As a dude.
as the "Do You Really Want to Hurt Me?" Boy
Oh.
George. That's why I'm like, who is this person? Like,
There you go.
I can't fucking figure this person
Dude.
out.
Yeah, she as a male is the antagonist in that movie. She's like the head
Huh.
demon.
What the
Yeah,
fuck?
and plays it really good. Like plays this fucking greaser, like dude. It's great. It's like the story is there's these bikers, right? Back to the bikers thing, right? It's back in the 50s, and this guy's trying to sacrifice this girl in like a satanic ritual to gain like these powers, and the sacrifice gets interrupted by this boy. Well, now that boy's like an old man, right? He's like 50 years old, and he's got like a daughter that's 18, and he's going back to his mom's house because his mom died, and he's cleaning up all her stuff. This is the same house that he lived in when he was a kid when this happened. So his sister dies, and like he's cleaning up his mom's shit, and like all this stuff starts coming up about his sister, like these emotions and stuff. And the fucking the 50s biker demons come back from hell as demons to try and take his daughter and complete the ritual with his daughter.
That sounds
good.
awesome, actually.
Dude,
I'm watching
it's
the hell out of
everything's
that.
really well done. Okay,
I want to watch that
answer
shit.
this. Did you like Tales from the Crypt Demon Night?
Yeah.
Then you probably like this.
I love all
same
the Tales
same
from the Crypt,
era,
man. Bordello of Blood. That's a good one.
dude, and all the effects like back then. It's just
you like that type of shit, huh? Like that.
What?
I love it too.
I love it, dude. The tail end of when it was still pure and they were still just doing like practical effects and prosthetics and shit like that. I think that was like the fucking
The Prophecy. Did
that
you
was
like
that was the golden era of special effects in horror movies.
Did you like The Prophecy?
Fuck yeah, with Christopher Walken.
That's a great movie.
yeah.
Have you ever seen that, Alex?
Nope.
It's like 6
Oof.
of them, isn't there?
Yeah, but the first one's the only
Yeah,
one I
of
gotta
course.
watch.
Yeah,
About fallen angels that have to like kill each other and find this.
yeah. They're battling on Earth and shit. It's like the
It's
end
fucking
times.
insane.
It's dope, dude. Christopher
That sounds
Walken's
awesome.
this archangel.
And honestly, like I feel like the Matrix kind of like ripped it
When
a
they
little
hide
bit.
that fucking Nazi soul in that little girl.
Yeah,
And she's like, you ever kill a Jap before?
yeah.
Oh my God.
They hide this like the most evil soul that they have
in this
like,
little girl. This-
and it's like this dude who like collected people's faces.
and she starts saying all
skin.
this fucked up shit. Like,
Dude, it's
dude,
fucking insane.
they
And-
don't bleed.
But Christopher,
not
yeah,
like we do.
not like we do. And then like Christopher Walken plays Damien, right?
yeah, something
Yeah.
like that.
Or no, who's Gabriel?
Gabriel.
Yeah, he plays
right.
like the fall. Gabriel, hey, my name's Gabriel. I'm Christopher Walken over here. And he's like, I'll fucking kill you. I'll fucking rain fire on your city. It's
Yeah.
just like, what the fuck, dude? No, dude. Okay, wait.
Shit.
There is the best quote from The Prophecy, and I have to pull it up real quick because it's fucking insane.
You know what'd be dope is if you hook the computer up to the TV and then you could do IMDb and shit on the TV so that we're not individually looking at our phones.
Dude,
You know what I mean?
no, listen
That'd
to
be
this.
sick.
This is the best. This is the hardest. We need to fucking sample this.
What?
Listen to this. He's like, I'm an angel. I kill firstborns while their mamas watch. I turn cities into salt. Even when I feel like it, rip the souls from little girls. And from now till kingdom come, the only thing you can count on in your existence is never understanding why.
Yeah.
Like the hardest shit ever, dude. We have to, and he's like, we have to use that for Sacrifice Her.
That'd be dope.
Like,
I'd do
from
it.
now until the end of existence.
Yeah,
you'll
dude.
never understand
That's
why.
it.
And then he just sits there and burns this dude, like, and then like sets him off fire, burns him, sets him off fire. He's like, I can do this until the end of time. It's like the darkest fucking movie, dude. Like, there's some real fucked up shit. Like, You know?
But yeah, you get what era I'm talking about.
I know.
I just there's just a lot of really cool shit in that era of movies.
It really was. There's some like I feel like right now, dude, like we were talking
Timer at?
I think on the last podcast we were talking about new age of horror. And I feel like, dude, we are. The more I think about it, like I honestly,
there's a revival happening right now for sure,
dude. I'm not trying to be cocky.
I love it.
I'm not trying to be cocky. I'm not trying to talk too much. You know,
there's been some good.
But I think we might be in like, I don't know, like one of the most solid eras of horror ever. Like, if you think about it, in the sense of like. Dude, to me, like The Witch, Hereditary, Suspiria.
What's going on right now is definitely a breath of fresh air.
Oh, dude, it's insane.
100%.
Yeah, It Follows. I mean, like I'm not a big fan of that movie, but I understand. It's in the
same.
But I understand what it is,
yeah.
and I understand the significance of why it's important, and like for people who like that genre, that style.
I think the last big era before this one. And I say this one being like we're coming out of Insidious. Like I'm kind of seeing that as where we're at right now, right? As we're coming out of James Wan's.
We really are coming out. Yeah, we're coming out of like
and that's why I'm saying like the new stuff, like the art house.
Everybody has to do new
is a breath
things.
of fresh air.
Yes, yes.
But I think the last really big era, like the James Wan era, was like the Japanese horror era or the Asian horror era. You know what I mean? Like The Grudge, The Ring, all that shit. Because dude, how many of those movies came out and were just super popular? You know,
I remember seeing The Ring in theaters and scared the living fuck out of me.
Did you see the new one?
No.
They have another Ring. They have a new Ring.
Yeah,
another
Ring. So bad.
Is it just called Ring? Right?
No, it's called Rings.
That's it. Rings.
Oh, hell no. Yeah, I saw the previews.
Plurals.
Like fuck that.
Dude.
Fuck that. The new Grudge looks really good.
It does.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, that could be good.
Dude,
have you seen that? Have you seen that?
I actually really want to. I want to see the new
too.
Hansel and Gretel. That shit looks fucking awesome.
That one looked a little like
that looked
slow.
like The Witch and like the Hereditary, but like with Hansel and Gretel.
I feel like you like go out really look for those ones, like the psychological ones, like more than anything.
You know what I really want to see?
Those are my favorites.
I'm actually
with amazing cinematography.
Me too.
That's what I like. I have to see that shit.
I'd say I'm more of like a cryptid fan. I like watching the monster ones, like the ones.
I love that too.
Like,
I definitely like that too.
I like
for
monster
sure.
ones. But dude, you know what I'm super pumped to see? Is fucking Carl's movie.
Jason
to see that
Rising.
shit since I saw his preview, and it was just like, holy.
Is it a horror movie?
Dude, he's remaking Friday the 13th. Or it's not. It's a fan film.
It's a
Friday
fan
the 13th fan film.
What?
Yeah, you haven't seen the preview?
They raised like $40,000 or
It's
some
fucking
crazy.
amazing.
That was just in here. This?
Yeah, dude.
Oh, dude.
That's why. That's why we had him do the music video for Sacrificer, and also why we got him for Hate Offering. Carl's just dude. He's like he
just gets it.
He's like so far past what we do. That's why we got him. You know, we were like, fucking, dude, you're like on the level of doing like feature films and like you could do television shows. I mean, he's like at that level, man. Like Carl's a beast, dude. That's why the video that we got is going to turn out insane, you know? And we shot it, you know, cinematically how we wanted, you know, or, you know, for Hate Offering. And then Sacrificer turned out the same way. Carl's the man. That's a Carl plug right there. Also in Ligature
Shout out
Notes.
Carl.
Shout out
to Carl.
We love you, Carl.
That's cool. I want to see that. That'd be rad.
Yeah,
it's on YouTube. You can watch the.
You should watch the.
We're gonna watch.
I think he's done shooting it.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah,
we're gonna play that song. We're gonna come back for just a couple more minutes and kind of close this podcast up. But yeah, go ahead and listen to Sacrificer Black Horizon, the new single featuring Taylor.
Just me.
Yeah, only Taylor.
The
There it was.
That was tight.
Yeah,
That single's pretty sick.
pretty cool. I'm gonna act like I just listened to it, even though we didn't.
Oh, we totally did, man. Yeah, we totally just listened to that in 3 minutes and stuff. We didn't just sit here and just talk about how, we got to finish this podcast up and, get
That was a cool experience, though, man. I really enjoyed working with Carl, and that was just. It's funny how that video came together because we literally had no idea. We were just like, we should make it like kind of about this. You know what I mean? Like, we had no idea any of those shots were gonna happen or like how that thing was gonna come. We basically like just kind of freestyled that whole thing. We just had like a rough idea,
It was pretty cool. We just kind of went
Carl
out
came
there.
through on that shit though. He had some good ideas. He was like, "Oh, we should do this," and then this thing gets here like this, and
That's what I like about Carl. He moved with the situation, and
we put it together.
yeah, he understands that some shit might not get used and
Yeah.
blah blah blah. But
So, how did the band form? I never asked you guys how like Sacrificer came to be. Actually, I just found out yesterday. I didn't know you were in Those Who Lie Beneath. I didn't know that.
Oh, really?
I didn't know that
That's
at all.
never came up.
No,
Oh yeah, I was in that band.
I was pretty shocked. I was like, "Oh fuck!" Well, that makes a
Yeah.
lot of sense. As why Sacrificer probably happened. Was that what it was? Is that Jamie just?
Well, that's how I know Jamie. Yeah.
You guys just like talked about it, or
So what happened was, I don't know, Jamie and I. Actually, this is okay. I'll tell the story. It's kind of interesting. So I had left the band, right, and I was just not interested in music really anymore, and I just like needed a break from it because I'd been doing it for a long time, like a lot longer than that band. Like that band was probably like my 5th band that I tried, and something actually happened with it, and then I had to take a long break from it because just needed to clear my palate.
Yeah.
And I actually had contacted Jamie in that time. And dude, keep in mind, like everyone that I knew through music, I just stopped talking to. You know what I mean? Like I just didn't keep in touch with anyone. I just didn't, there was like, there was no reason to do it because I wasn't doing music. So, some time went by and then I'd actually just contacted Jamie randomly. He was in I Declare War. And they were starting to get really big. Like I was seeing it all over the place, and I was like, "Oh shit! Like wow, Jamie did something with his career. That's dope, And so I reached out to him just randomly, like was like, "Hey, I wrote these songs. Do you want to do vocals on one of them?" And he was like, "Actually, like I kind of want to jam in a band when I'm home because I Declare War is from Seattle." And he's like, "I just want a band to jam with when I'm at home. Like if you can get something together, I'll do vocals for it." And that's pretty much how the whole thing started. And then just randomly. I knew Duncan from when he played in American Me, and then like I don't even know how the fuck we were like friends on Facebook or something like that, and you had posted something about how you were looking for a band or like you posted some shit about I don't know some band status had changed for you. So I reached out to Duncan and then I asked him if he wanted to get together and start jamming, and then we did. That's it.
Yeah.
It's a whole band.
And honestly, it was weird to get like, have him call or hit me up. I'm like, why is the guitarist from Those Who Lie Beneath hitting me up to play? Like in the sense of like, I just play drums, like for not just play for American Me, but like, it's two totally different styles. But in my head, I was like, wait, I've done blast beats before. Like I like blast beats. So I was like, you just got to go faster. So I was like, all right, fuck it. Like, let's just try this thing out. And I want to get my chops up anyways, That was really, honestly, if I have to be really completely honest, I was like, oh, this guy's tolerable. He seems like a nice guy. And I really just want to get my chops up. And he's the dude that seems like he's, there to do it right now. So, and then it just worked out. We established a really good friendship,
Yeah.
like over
We
time.
just had so much shit in common. It was like, oh, okay.
It was weird. It was like, whoa. So like, you're like on the same level. Like, I think your work ethic's like better than mine. You're a little bit more organized, but like in the same, like if you and me have a thing, we're going to like go for it. Do it or try it the hardest possible way, and like
for sure. It was just easy.
Yeah, it was easy. It just came natural. It was
and then
fun.
with Jamie's like Jamie's
man. Jamie's
kind of
weird. He's like just the way. Yeah,
he is a weird dude, but he's
and I mean that in a good way, not in a bad
no.
way. It's like you're like not your typical singer, dude.
I
Like,
think he would agree that he's kind of a weird person, but I love that guy. But
same.
he's really easy to be in a band with for the most part because he's just really like straightforward about what he wants and how he feels about things, and like you don't have to guess, and he's not emotional. He's not like, you know.
And when I say he's weird, I mean that like he's weird about being a lead singer. It's like not your typical.
Yeah,
it's weird. I'm like, oh, so you're just like it catches you off guard a lot. You're like, whoa, that was really abrasive. You're like, no, it wasn't. That's just him just being. That's a normal person acting normally. He's just not being a lead singer. You know.
Yeah, he definitely doesn't have that lead singer.
There's
persona,
nothing,
which is a good thing.
Yeah, it's so.
I appreciate that
rad.
about him.
That's what I love about.
I could still
Jimmy.
talk to him, and he's not like, you know, egocentric and
no. And even when he's around like
at all.
musician friends, he's a normal fucking dude. You know, like some people I don't know. Sometimes you have people, and when they're around certain industry people or certain industry situations or certain shows, they act differently, and they're like, you know, and it's just like I think those are like the fucking cuckiest bastards ever.
Yeah.
It's like, and dude, Jamie is like the opposite of that.
When I hit up, okay, so check this out. Like when Jamie blew up with I Declare War, and I contacted him, I was nervous, even though like I had known, dude. I mean, Jamie and I lived in a van together for like years. You know what I mean? Like for multiple years, we lived in a fucking van together, and you know we're broke, and so you know I've spent a lot of time with Jamie, and I feel like I know him pretty well. Yeah. But I was nervous because I was like, oh, he's big now. You know what I mean? He's not gonna want to talk to me. I suck. And then he's just like, yeah, dude, like I'll jam with you. Like
I'm down. Let's do it.
Put a band together. I'll jam with you. And I'm just like, whoa, like what?
That was tight, man.
It was.
That happened really easily too. We were like, who should we get to do vocals? And you're like, Jamie's down. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
It was just funny. It was like this, and then this. It was weird, dude, how quickly things came together for Sacrifice. Yeah. It was insane. Like our first show was with Last 10 Seconds of Life in the Browning.
Oh yeah.
And then our second show, like right off the bat, was Super Joint fucking Ritual with Phil Anselmo.
Yeah, we met Phil Anselmo, and he's like, "Do you guys have a CD?" And we're just like, "No."
Yeah. Yeah, and I had pressed to get. I actually had said we should maybe get hard copies of these. And they were like, "Ah!"
It's like it's Phil Anselmo. Just go find a computer and burn it.
Yeah, and then their tour manager's like, "Hey, the boys really like you guys. You're like the one Telecaster death metal band, right?" And we were like, "Yeah." I was like, "Yeah, we are." And he's like, "You got like a CD? Like Phil like wants to hear it. They really like you." And I was like,
"Yeah,
hey, check out our band camp."
So
one thing I regret. I always wonder about that moment.
So he didn't check you out because he didn't have a CD.
I wonder about that. I always wonder about that moment. Like if I would have fucking.
Oh yeah, it changed our lives.
I always said that we should get like send out our album to Horrorcore Records. That's Phil's record label.
Oh yeah,
and it's like horror film.
Hold up. Yeah. He couldn't take the time just to look it up real quick on
Bro,
something?
These guys are fucking
dude, they're ancient, man.
Old, dude. You guys,
and I mean that
CD?
with all due respect.
And honestly, they probably thought like, if you don't have a fucking CD, we don't even want to fuck with you. Like,
oh,
you know
dude, that's
I mean?
the era, dude. Their band was defined in record sales,
yeah.
not
I
records.
guarantee you, dude, they would have like
discs.
got that shit and like, because the guitarist, okay,
that's just like us and MP3s.
The guitarist of Super Joint came up to me, and he's like, man, he's like, you guys fucking. He's like, death metal Telecaster, killing it up there, huh? I was like, yeah. And then Jimmy Bauer, who's the drummer of I Hate God, or no, he was the guitarist in I Hate God, or no, drummer in I Hate God, guitarist in Super Joint Ritual. He's like, you guys are fucking shredding up there, man. Fucking good death metal. And I was like, Jimmy Bauer from fucking I Hate God and fucking Super Joint is saying that our band is
Maybe
sick.
I should do all the backing tracks with the Telecaster.
Dude.
That'd be crazy.
That's all they could talk about.
Sick.
Fucking ripping it with the telly up there, man. Yeah. Fucking death metal with the telly. Never seen that.
I'm gonna take that as my backup guitar.
All of them were shitting their pants. They couldn't believe it.
Every show, dude. Every show we played, everyone was always like, "Dude, you fucking shred on a telly." And I'm just like, "Yeah, the shit."
But that was before everybody did the tellies, dude.
It's a no. I that was my backup. I use my what's it called? It's like American Modern, I think.
You still use a telly when you play live?
No.
Oh, okay.
No, now I'm gonna use my Jackson. I used my Jackson for our last show.
He was doing that shit before people were like, "Oh, you can use telly for metal." Like he did it before, like that whole wave of like everybody playing on tellies. Like that came a little
bit later.
K-Mac or some YouTuber did a parody video.
It
was so funny.
They're what was I gonna say? They're the only guitar that sounds like a Telecaster. Like when when you hear a Telecaster, you're like, sometimes you're like, that could be a telly, but maybe it's a Strat too.
No.
But like, dude, Telecaster, no, they just sound different, man.
Yeah.
They just sound way different. It's like
I don't like Strats.
And the cool thing about playing metal on a telly is it's very like punchy sounding.
Mhm.
So when you're playing tech, like all your notes are very defined.
Yeah.
And everything sounds really good rhythm. But it's not as number one, it's not as fun or comfortable as playing like a metal guitar with that style of music.
Yeah.
I feel like, but I don't know, man.
They're heavy
It's-
too.
The American Modern's not. It's made out of like poplar or
Oh,
something
okay.
like that. It's pretty light, or maybe it's maple. Maybe the whole thing's made out of. I don't remember, but it's pretty light. But I don't know. There's something cool about the polar opposite end of the spectrum too. You know, like the extreme metal guitar, and yeah, I've definitely jumped to both sides of that at this point. You know,
Yeah.
there's cool things about both of them. Maybe I'll just take. I'm serious. I'm just gonna take my telly as my backup guitar
So, yeah.
when we play. Maybe I'll just switch for no reason. Like halfway through the set when we have that pause, just switch my guitar.
Keep your strings fresh.
Finish the end of the set with a telly. What
Yeah.
songs do we play at the end? That'd work. I could do that.
Trick people into think they're in different tuning. It's like,
Yeah. No.
fuck you. I really want a Jim Root telly still. I think they look great. I think they're really fun to play, and
They're cool. They're definitely. It's weird. Like the Jim Root telly. It's like a lot of those other guitars that make like LTDs and stuff like
Yeah.
that. It's like it's shaped like a Telecaster, but it's not a Telecaster. You play it, and
Yeah,
it's like
that's
no, this is
true.
just a metal guitar with a different shape. Like when you play like
a real telly.
yeah, it's like they're so fucking unique.
Yeah.
You know, I
They're
mean,
great.
I almost feel like they're not there, but they're almost different instruments. Like the sounds they make and stuff, the harmonics that they make, like just the way the guitar sounds, like the different types of tones you can get out of it. It's just so fucking unique, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm trying to think of, you know, aside from like if you went acoustic or something like that, like or hollow body, I can't think of another guitar that has like such a huge difference like that. You
I like
know?
how spongy they are. Very spongy, like tight.
Yeah.
Guitars. I love it.
They are for sure.
Spongy is in like they have percussion, they hit like through distortion, but they don't like feedback or ring out in an ugly way. Like they
I mean,
very dynamic guitar.
yeah, dynamic for sure. Yeah, they've really low output pickups too.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just they're fucking
Rad.
one of a kind.
I'll
man.
even rock like a single coil one as long as it's hot enough. Like I'd use that too.
Yeah.
Nice gate. Like I love tellies.
Yeah.
I had an LTD that I got from some dude that he had built himself that had a coil tap and it switched to a single coil, and it was for the neck and bridge, but the neck was like one of those sideways slant single coil EMGs, so it's active, but it was like this one pickup single coil,
Oh, okay.
and it sounded really cool. Like it was
Oh.
like it wasn't a telly obviously, but it was like the Walmart version of it through an LTD, and it
Uh-huh.
still like worked and sounded cool. I like that guitar a lot.
Yeah.
I've never had a telly though. I'd like to just own one. Have one.
Twangy.
I end up starting
Twang.
a pop
They got that
band or
twang,
something.
boy. I like them
twang.
because you can do that, wah, wah, like those
Yeah,
fucking dissonant
yeah.
notes. You know, that's my shit. I love that. Converge, very like.
I love how they
fucking-
sound for like rock, just like straight rock, like or pop punk or anything. It's like
Mhm.
chordy power chords and like
Mhm.
one note lead. Dee doo dee doo dee doo doo dee. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
on
Full, real quick,
Yeah.
good attack and shit. You know?
that's why I love the way they sit.
Twang,
Love
that
'em.
twang though. Tonight twang.
All right, so now everyone knows that we love Telecasters.
Yeah, we just fucking
Went off
blew
about
Telecasters for like 20 minutes.
Fender endorse us.
Yeah.
Fender's like, no.
But what are your plans for what's Sacrificer's plans for 2020? What is the YouTube channel's plan for 2020? What's like
Oh, good question.
give everybody an idea what Taylor Danley is going to be doing in the coming new year and what
Um,
we can kind of look forward to.
Yeah,
Stone's
for
like,
sure.
shut the fuck
Shut the
up.
fuck
He's
up.
like, I don't give a fuck.
No,
Stone's been sleeping this whole time.
The channel is definitely it's growing. It's a lot of fun. I've been really enjoying like actually testing gear out and like getting new gear and shit, and then trying to just make videos and just get better at making videos.
Mhm.
So I'm just gonna keep doing that in the next year. And then as far as Sacrificer goes, I really want to do a full length. Might end up being an EP, but I want to release more material by at least fall next year, and just play as many shows as we can in that time frame. So we'll we'll see.
That's the goal.
But yeah, definitely. I mean, like writing started, and it's it's like in the very early phases right now where I'm still trying to feel things out. So,
Good. Well, I'm excited. I'm in
That's it.
Sacrificer as well, so I'm very excited for the things to happen in the new year. You know, I'm gonna get some new lights, new in-ears, get shit
dude,
going.
oh, that
It's gonna be
live show
beautiful.
though. Our live show has like really gone up incrementally every show we've played. Like especially this last one.
Dude, the last one was like insane, dude.
The last one, it was like literally the change of like us going from a 3-member band to a 3-member band, but with 5 members.
And it really this year was rough for me for shows because like I had a couple good shows, but like for the most part, like I want to say like I hate to say it, but I think like almost like every show I played, I was kind of bummed to play. Like
That sucks.
besides, I think the New Year's show we did, Alex, that was pretty fun.
The cover set.
Yeah, that was fun.
Yeah.
that was fun.
was
Like,
rad.
that set, but like honestly, dude, like I mean, yeah, for the most part, I'd say it was a bummer year for shows. But dude, that show, my God, dude, I felt like after we got off stage, like, dude, I felt like I had just literally climbed a mountain, dude, like, and just conquered the fuck out of it. Like, I never feel like that, dude. I never feel confident about shows. I never feel like, you know. But after that, I walked out and I was like, dude, that was perfect, near perfect.
Oh, yeah.
You know, the Fit show that we played, it was great,
The cover set could have went wrong in
and it didn't.
100 different ways, and it didn't at all. It was really smooth. Everyone got up
That
and
was
got
fun.
off fast, and people had their instruments tuned, ready to go on side stage. And
I couldn't believe it. I thought I was
shout
gonna
out to
die that-
everyone who played a song
I thought I was
during
gonna
that
die
set.
that night. I had played like 3 sets. I was like, yeah. Sustainer, American Me, and then the cover set. I was like, fuck that whole thing. I was dying. But so yeah, I think that's gonna be it for this week's podcast, ladies and gentlemen. Taylor, thank you so much for coming. Check out Taylor's YouTube channel. Make sure you
Hey.
subscribe to it. He's pretty close to the requirements he needs. Gonna boost him into the next era of the Taylor Danley YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And watch out for Interwar updates. We're going to be having some cool stuff. We're going to be actually recording and filming our first live session this coming week. I'm not going to tell you what band. You'll find out soon. Follow our Instagram, Facebook, SoundCloud for all these updates. And you have a good week, y'all.
See ya.
Peace.
Interwar, bringing the war to your front door.